That's all it is.
Yeah, honey, I know. I know. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you coming on. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, honey. Yeah, I'm in the studio. I'm about to go. Damn, yeah, it was only 1 or 2 pictures, and it was just 'cause. 10, yeah. It was 10. You counted them. Huh. Well, I liked them all because she had a fat ass. I gotta go. Love you, bye. Taking no shorts. Coming right up.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now I gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man, I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzy.
There we go. It's going out there. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. All of that y'all didn't hear. The audience, we're watching Taking No Shorts podcast. Check it out. Jake, like, share, subscribe, and favorite podcast. How about now? Better?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. That's the problems of producing your own podcast for the low. Shit like this happens. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for watching, paying attention to, and I apologize to my guests. And Jesus, I apologize to him as well. Welcome to Taking No Shorts podcast. I'm your host, Jay Grizzly Green. If you haven't heard,
Exactly.
I'm going to give you some more AKAs. AKA Mr. Leave No Meat on the Bone.
Exactly.
AKA Hide Your Auntie because I got business to for.
Exactly.
AKA I am Andrea's husband.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe anywhere where you find your favorite podcast. Let's go ahead and get into the show. I've got a very special guest. I don't want to waste any time because Lord knows I done fucked up the time tonight. Fucked it up. Not thanks to all the on-timers. Everybody was on time tonight. Let me introduce you to my co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, ever since I've been putting on content here on Taking No Shorts podcast, whether you saw him behind the paywall, heard him behind the paywall, or saw him now live on Facebook and YouTube, I always refer to him as the resident atheist of Taking No Shorts.
Exactly.
I say that kind of with pride. He accepts that badge, but also he's my college roommate. Did we see each other naked?
Hell no. Lord,
Not to my knowledge. I wasn't looking.
Me neither. But it's I'm sure we were in the same spaces.
But the sound stalls were pretty close in the dorm.
Yeah. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, around these parts he's known, well, not last but not least, next to the last but not least, Around these parts, he's known as a world television champion. And lastly, wherever he goes, he wears his name on his hat.
Exactly.
It's Breast Cancer Month, B, and you got on another titty shirt today.
Oh, of course.
What does it say?
It's just breast cancer awareness.
Pink strong.
This
Breast cancer awareness. He makes sure, ladies and gentlemen, if you're living under a rock, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And your boy, Jay Grizzy, is all for breast. Ain't that right, B?
Oh, yeah.
And so is Brent.
Save the boobies.
Save the boobies. Make sure you give to a good cause and save the boobies. All right.
Not one booby lost.
Not one booby lost. All right. So to my right, the audience right, to the left, two over, the lady of Taking No Shorts podcast. We've been through a whole bunch of stuff since we've launched, right?
Yeah.
And, and she's been in cavities of mine, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna leave it like that. If you want to go to the Patreon for a nominal fee, you'll hear that story of how many cavities she knows of me. But Brent always has Brent B has the favors of doing an AKA for, and then because we're gonna talk about misogyny tonight. The topic, we're gonna talk about misogyny tonight. That's gonna get into a little bit of that. But do you have an AKA for Dora?
Well, I always call it adorable.
Adorable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dora. Microphone up to the mouth tonight, girl.
Yeah, that's what exactly.
I'm so sorry. Because of the tech. If you was here on time, I would have straightened out the mic. If you was here on time. No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
It's never. Don't lie to the people. Don't lie to the people. Goddamn it.
And he wants to talk shit.
Hey, that's better. Where you had that at, is that better?
Oh, yes.
Shut
Work
up,
for me.
No, she can put it like that. I mean, the board is all the way up. I can't get no louder than that, ladies and gentlemen. Patiently.
That's from these
Patiently, the
homecoming last week.
Patiently, the brother has been waiting for the introduction, and that's because, we here at Taking No Shorts podcast is proud to always put on people that, are what I call good people. What I call seed of the earth.
Exactly.
What I call talented.
Exactly.
And last but not least, a fellow West Indian. Ladies and gentlemen,
people from West India are gonna come after you now.
Well, I bump a clot. I'm ready to buck. Well, I can't find this shit on here. I got a gunshot in here. What? Hold on. Let me I'm ready to go. Hold on. Which one?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I ain't one to fuck with. Okay. Like I said, fellow West India artist for a long time. And when I say a long time, that's not, when I say it, he has put out good music. There's a lot of good music that is out here for you to consume. And when I saw the latest project that this brother was working on, I said to myself, oh, shit, it's about to go down. I did. I said, you know what? Appreciate you for letting me catch a good screening of it. But last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, special guest for Taking No Shorts tonight. A friend of mine, hopefully he will be a friend of yours, musical artist, perform all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for one.
Thanks for having me.
Well, that was your manager calling before? Because I told him I was going to get him. He was about the money, though. Somebody, look, so one ladies and gentlemen, I told him, I'm going to get it. It's an improv shit. So one comes in on time. First of all, he pull up to Taking No Shorts podcast with the dough coming up from the sideway. I said, God damn, it's like that. I said, it's like that. I said, okay, all right, let me, so I made sure I had good snacks for him tonight. But then, as literally I'm about to click on the stream, everybody's like, somebody's asshole vibrating. Something's moving. I thought I heard it. It was one's phone. It was business. He took care of it, and the guy on the other side of on the other end of the line, right? I'm like, yo, I'm trying to be playful, or whatever. I'm like, yo, you cutting it about that? When I tell you, this man knows connect. He's plugged in to the right folk, because the other brother on the other line was not feeding into my bullshit.
Exactly.
He said, "Hey, look, man, call me back when you finish this bullshit ass podcast you doing." No, he said, "Hey, man, the money is good over here. Call me back after you finish with this bullshit ass podcast." I'd have talked enough. One, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, pleasure to be here. And shout out to Arlo Michi. Arlo Michi, that's who called. He's one of the top realtors in the Dallas, Texas area. Okay. And he's a great friend of mine, great businessman. And shout out to him and his wife, Christina.
Now, see, he could have had a business deal. I want to buy some land in Texas because Texas land is good.
Couple right? Cowboys
he
in
is
there.
The right person.
Cowboys, but
he's the right person to talk to. I'll make sure I connect.
Yeah, Texas is. I know a lot of people that moved out to Houston, the south of Texas. I've been to San Antonio, and when I went on Zillow and looked at the price of the home and the square footage, I felt like old hoe ass. I said, "What am I doing in Virginia? What am I doing in DMV? What am I doing back east?" And there's no state tax. So let's get into the podcast. So shout out to you, brother. I told you I was gonna get you though. I was gonna put you on Front Street. I ain't even know your name. But he ain't put it. You should get on him. He ain't put. I should have told him. Put your shit on pause. He ain't doing like that. Let's get into the topics for the night. Let's get into the conversation with my homeboy One here. One. All right. So I told the audience, we know each other, right?
Right.
We know each other from the time we went to high school, from the time I say high school, probably even before that, but I always known you to be musically inclined. So with that being said, what got you into the music game? What got you into that lane?
My real first introduction to rap was my big brother E.
Shout out to E. Good minute.
I didn't like rap because of the misogyny.
We're gonna talk about it tonight. Get out. It's misogyny. Talking bad and hating on a lady. Let them ladies be ladies though. We're gonna talk about it. It's a great show. Great show.
It just didn't do it for me.
So he was on that 2 Live cruise ship.
Well, you know what? Actually, he introduced me to, still to this day, one of my favorite rappers. He took me to see Rakim.
Oh, okay.
And
exactly for Rakim.
Right after that, I thought
his name was Eric B for the longest. So
he took me to see Rakim, and I watched Rakim stand in one spot in his Rakim stance, and the crowd was just chanting. They knew all of his lyrics, and he was just cool. He was intelligent, and I said, "Okay, that's how. If I'm going to get into the rap game, this is how I want to present it."
Lyrical,
yes, lyrical genius.
So you saw when Rakim, when he took you to see Rakim, you saw one man, one mic, middle of the stage, tear down the whole show,
shut it down,
and artistry. Not one 4-letter word.
Not one.
And as much as I curse, I know that. You know what I'm saying? I saw an interview with him, by the way, where that point was made. He was like, "Yo, how could you do all of that rapping under the times when rap came, when he was his era? How did he do all that without dropping a 4-letter word?" And he was like, "It's easy if you are a wordsmith, right? Like as a writer, you write songs.
I write all my
all your own material. So let's get Grizzy straight now.
Exactly.
As a writer, don't you when you create a song? Don't you? Why? Because I'm not an artist, but when you create a song, what's the first thing that sparks you for a song? Like, what is the if you're looking out to the audience and there's a young songwriter out there, like he's got the same ideas you had when you saw Rakim. Like, what is something you could say, you could grab your attention and say, hey, this is what makes a good song.
It's situational. I write about my life and the things that I see and I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say to any up and coming artist to just first and foremost be yourself, because
that's gonna shine through.
Yes.
Before anything else.
Being yourself to me is just super important, and finding out who you are. And once you know who you are and you decide that I am this person, it's easy for you to write about you and things that
or to write for somebody else, or somebody you think it's hard to write for the audience. When I used to do stand-up, I used to write comedy thinking what I thought the audience want me to see, until my wife said, "You're not funny."
Exactly.
So stop writing them jokes. And then so she did. She said, "You're not funny." And I was like, well, you know me, that's a whole different thing. But why wasn't I getting any traction? And as creatives, that's one of the things I picked up on, as you were saying. You know, first find yourself. Find who you is. Because you are not genuine to the words or the lyrics or to the vibe or the spirit you write. If you writing in the voice, like how can I write in the voice of B? He's an atheist.
Exactly.
I'm a believer. How I look like writing a love song?
I can write a sermon.
That's true, but who would believe in a sermon from an atheist? Who would?
I didn't nobody know I was an atheist.
You got to be upfront. You got to tell them that's what Jesus do. God say, "I am who I is." And don't repeat it. He doesn't repeat it. Let me get back to the interview. Brett, we'll save that. If y'all want to get to some good intellect, it's gonna be a great show tonight. All right, so to a young artist out there writing a song, being a good songwriter, I was listening to the single "Relate to Me." We're gonna play that out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You all will get to hear and see it. But the outside of the beat, because the beat I heard, boom. Then I heard the lyrics. And then the lyrics, like the lyrics hit, but then they hit like and then settled in. Like it had a flow to it, to where it's like, I'm gonna grab your attention, and it was a song. It was a song.
Well, Relate to Me was a project that I worked on for quite some time with Martinez Kelly at Kicking to the Curve Studio. Shout out to Martinez.
Exactly.
And
anytime you want an exactly, it's that lavender button right there. So
okay. The song, it's about relationships, and I think it's very important for us as men to try to have a better understanding of women, especially our significant other. So it's a relationship therapeutic type song that I enjoy as well.
Writing it, how'd you get to that? How did you get to writing about that? Because that's a specific subject, right?
Right.
That's a specific subject. How'd you get to writing about that? Was it an experience?
It was an experience, but just talking to so many different women about what goes on in a relationship when a woman gives herself to a man and she really believes that this guy's really into me for me. And then once she's broken, because too many of us, not all of us, there's some good brothers out here, but too many of us play games with women. Yeah. And we really cause a lot of damage.
Cause more work than you can't catch more flies. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Right. Right, I guess, but
I was just saying, like I see I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like men in the vein of the song, like, and what you were saying, men have, or some men, not all, have bludgeoned women so emotionally, before somebody like us might get to them, that it's hard for us to to jump that hurdle, you know. I usually,
I'm just gonna jump in.
No, you can jump in. You the co-host. You got to put the microphone up though.
You can hear me anyway, but I don't want to be too loud. So I was saying that's why I said cautious party, but I get saying a lot of times, you want it up here.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But I'm gonna get you a mic stand next week.
No, but
if
I'm
you put
just
it up
saying,
there.
a lot of times a woman they want to think that a woman is harsh and all this, and I'm too independent. It's really not that. It is. Maybe they might have been bruised a bit. And so when being bruised a little bit, they might come off in a different way. But it's not necessarily that they are saying I'm so independent, I don't need you.
Well, the trauma level. What'd you say, D?
I was just looking at your phone cord.
It went, oh, Jesus. Well, we still live, so thank you. Appreciate that. But so as I put this question out there, because B has pointed out that if I don't get up soon, we're about to blow the fuck up.
Exactly.
We're not. It's just the power.
I'm with.
Yeah, you don't want to blow up with me, bro. You don't want to blow up with me. I mean, you want to blow up with me, but not blow physically up. You know, I'm quite a character. I'm going to throw this out to you as I step away real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let the audience, how they say, talk amongst yourselves, right? What Dory is saying is, and I think what one was starting out with relate to me, and Dory is kind of, she's piggybacking off of it, but at the same time, I'm gonna go a level deeper.
Okay.
How much trauma, how much bullcrap, how much stuff you deal with in relationships is how much barrier the next person has to go through, right? You talk amongst yourself. Go ahead.
Is this from the song?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Well, my thing is you don't have to. You don't necessarily have to project it on the next person. Might get the next person might be great, but trauma still not just about a male. Trauma and expectation. And
I think that in relationships, the whole process of love is absent a lot in modern music.
Yeah.
It's not about really loving each other. Most songs are just talking about
having sex.
Yeah, sex and connecting with you, and some of the lyrics in rap is really, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
And
it is.
It's very embarrassing. And
that Sexy Red though. Yeah, you can't. Look, let me tell you one thing I know about one, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I know he bought his business and his paper too. You cannot get you just like. Well, shout out to your homeboy in Texas again. You can't try to get him to be like, yeah, key. Like, no, I can't go for that. Right? And I know a whole bunch of homeboys like that. Dude, Mark like that too. Grizzly, you didn't co-sign too much. I can't go for that. No. If I cut on my playlist right now, right, you will hear 90% love songs from the late 90s all the way back to the late 50s and even further, like with the blues and jazz blues or whatever. Right? I cannot listen to the R&B and the hip hop. I can listen to it if the beat is good, and the artist is good and they talking about something. And I think this is an old adage one that goes in the music industry, like symbolism over substance, right? Like, what do you have to do are you doing it for the art? Are you doing it to get put on? Are you doing it to be seen. Like people ask me all the time, what are you doing this podcast for? What's your podcast about? Right. And I'm just like, well, it's about, well, look at me, bitch.
Exactly.
I mean, look at me. You know, and second, find out. Just listen. You know, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. But back to Relate to Me in the Music by One, ladies and gentlemen. Writing a song, I paid attention to the lyrics, and we discussed like where that came from for you. This production, like there's a lot of artists that come from the DMV, but there's a lot of artists that come from the DMV that don't get the looks, right?
Right.
Don't get the looks, right? And we all know what that looks like. We're not hating here, taking no shorts. I want the look.
Exactly.
I got the look.
Exactly.
And I think Sheena Easton made a song where Prince said, "You got the look."
Exactly.
Ain't that right?
Yeah.
I ain't lying, goddamn it. Yeah, it's got the look. But, you know, you got to have the look. And we know how to play that game. The production on this was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. You know, how'd you get this team together? How'd you put this team together?
My little brother, Roger, produced the song.
Let me give him some shots.
And
you get your flowers now, sir.
He wanted to make a song for me, and I thoroughly appreciate it, but I manipulated the song, and then I added live instrumentation with the band Belief.
Shout out to
I
them.
brought them in.
Exactly.
And we kind of went over it a couple of times, and then finally we came up with the finished product with Martinez, and it was mastered by KP, who does he does a lot of stuff with 50 Cent. He's one of his sound people. So
sound engineer.
Yes, we wanted somebody who really understood what direction I was going in with live instrumentation. So that's how that came.
How'd you get off the machine to that? What made you go to live instrumentation? Considering you've got, as an artist, I'm sure you've worked with producers that do the machines all the time.
There's nothing like live music.
Amen.
It's hard to get into a physical confrontation in front of a band. Because
somebody doing something. That's
it's so many different elements.
Somebody's doing something.
You have a guitarist up there, and some people are fans of the guitarist, the bass player.
I'm a bass guy.
Shout out to T Snipes.
I'm a bass guy.
And you know, it's just so many different elements, and live music just does something to you. It's
moving.
It really moves you in a good way. Not to knock. I do have some production. As a matter of fact, the song "The One" was produced by Rio Bridget.
All right,
Exactly.
Rio. Shout out to Rio.
And Rio, he uses the machine, and he can get down with the live music as well.
My guy, 804 EBs is a machine genius.
Yeah.
I see it. I went on here and listened to the piece. I was like, so it's not. So what we're saying, no knock, and the camera's there because you over here. You know? But and I know how to fix that. But what we're telling the audience, no, it's over there. So what we're telling the audience is, we're not. I personally, and I don't think he can speak for himself, but I don't knock electric music. I don't knock non, because I was listening to Bobby Digital, the RZA, right? I was listening to Bobby Digital came out, and I want to say it was 98 or 99. That's 23 years ago, right? And he was if you don't know who the RZA is, kill yourself.
Exactly.
I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You don't know who the RZA is, but he was saying like, this is the way music is going production wise, and he was ahead of his curve. The production I heard and the lyricism I heard on Relate to Me was so ahead of its time, because you don't hear a lot of cats rapping like that. You hear a lot of cats rapping ego, or I'm trying to think what do you hear a lot of times in rap? What is the ethos that you hear in rap today. And it's 50 years of rap, right?
I don't listen to rap today. Talking about.
You don't even listen to rap?
Not really, no.
I listen to rap all the time. And let me tell you, the ethos I hear it is fuck everything, a lot of drugs. To be fair, because I got kids their age and we're not going to bash because I'm running for Black GenX President. I don't know why that's
not bad.
Yeah.
I bash.
It's not the best.
I bash him all the time.
Oh, I don't bash him because we were, at some point, we were there.
And we got bashed.
We got what?
We got bashed too. People, they hated on us.
I don't think nobody hated on Gen X.
Man.
I don't. I mean, I don't. You're a millennial. Well, I'm not going to date you. I'm not going to date you. Getting back, though, B, you don't need to listen to rap. I'm hearing a bunch of misogyny more. I thought Ice-T, I get it. Darlene Ortiz was bad. 2 Live Crew, I get it. But now it didn't. I mean, now I'm talking myself into a circle.
I think that it's. I'm a type of person also, and so also the same thing that you might have been saying. I sometimes I didn't want to go to concert. I thought that the person was like old, just in old school or whatever. And when you go and they live, it's just them just actually playing. It's just brings you so much more. And they're not like you wanted misogyny. They weren't singing that. Some concerts I didn't even want to go to because I was just these older people. Like I didn't want to go to a Temptation concert.
So you were playing ageism. You were playing ageism with music. I wasn't necessarily
playing ageism.
Because I saw Frankie Beverly. I saw him and didn't feel. I talked about this in a previous episode of Taking No Shorts. I saw him and I didn't like what I saw, but the music. Maze was still hitting it on the one. He was still hitting it on the one. You know, it was beautiful
listening to them actually play instead of being just whatever and not talking about crap. And so it kind of, instead of me not going and appreciating what was going on, when I went, as soon as it started, because I'm a music person, I was just like, I said, this works, and it was just more appreciation of just the art. And not hearing like the buffoonery, and I was just like I said, it's in a little bit of an older craft than I am, but I was just like I said, great, to kind of pull me in a kind of way.
One on the studio sessions, putting this together, right?
Right.
How does that happen? I've always wondered, like, when a great song gets put together, is it done separate? Like nowadays with technology, right? You put it on a little disc or something, a memory stick or whatever. What do you call it? USB. You send it to somebody. They put their little stink on it and send it back to you. And then, is that how people make songs these days? Well, it's not good songs, by the way.
With me, like I'll take one of my favorite producers, Gene Banks.
Exactly.
Shout out to Gene. I'll just go to his spot and he'll have. Gene has so many beats, thousands of beats, and I'll give him an idea of what I'm looking for, and then he said, "I got it." Bam, and he'll play something. The next thing you know is we'll get the bopping and start cooking. And
wait a minute, and that bopping. Is there any marijuana going down?
No, I don't smoke. He doesn't smoke.
Everybody's on a different brain. But I look, when I'm in a groove, like every band, I'm gonna get back to the point. Don't let me squirrel, okay?
Too late.
Don't squirrel. I was watching The Who, right? You know The Who.
Here's The Who.
The Who, the rock band, The Who from the 70s. The bass player, John Entwistle, fucking up the bass like no other. And immediately I said, this nigga high is something. I mean, the way he ripped that bass, or Who Are You? I was like, huh. All right, so you hit you get to the producer plays the beats. no drugs involved, straight edge. That's even more impressive for me, honestly. That's even more impressive because the music still has soul. Relate to Me has so, I'm serious.
You don't have to be high to have soul.
I gotta when
You gotta.
me personally.
Yeah.
When I'm, you see how I'm moving right now. when I will feel it. I will soul feel like when a song. And ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you that my wife is like, you looking like a real dirty old man right now, but the way I'm moving, but I'm the type of cat that I go to church for the choir. I don't go for I know the word. I done read the Bible backwards and forwards 800. But if that choir ain't hidden,
Exactly.
if that choir's garbage,
Exactly.
I'll just keep it in the bean with you. You ain't gonna make no money for God or yourself. If that choir is ass, huh?
That's it. It ain't.
But if that for me, Jay Grizzly, and I know my people, my holy rolling Bible Christian people are watching. If the choir is on ish, I'm crooked. So you're gonna let me know when I'm straight because I'm crooked. There, you can tell by I'm one of those cats. Where we are in the show? This is where we are. Where
I want to know.
Go ahead. Good question, B.
I want to know who are your musical influences.
My musical influences are my brother, of course, Roger, Rakim, Jay-Z, Floetry, Bruno Mars, Maxwell. I like good songs. And I like when people are saying something, even in love songs. I mean, I enjoy Usher's music as well. And it just has to have some type of message and a good feel to it. And I even like Will Smith.
Yeah.
We don't talk about we pause. I ate Jada ass up last week. And then I saw a fellow alumni from where we went to school at put something out. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. What you put out a good question. I like music. I like comedians want to be actors or actresses, and semi-athletes. Actors and actresses want to be athletes, which is not athletic, right?
The topic of Jada, what I think is interesting about Jada and Will's relationship, certain things have been placed on Front Street. And but there's no way I can bring myself to criticizing her or Will.
Look right there and say that. Look, I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna let you look at it first, and then we'll put it out.
Here's the thing. I saw somebody post something about Jada today, and I had a conversation with a couple of people. This person doesn't take care of his children.
Well, I can't even give them exactly for that.
And some of these people, if you had the cameras in their house,
you wouldn't know. Yeah.
They shouldn't be saying anything. So I just hope I just hope
I'm picking up what it putting down. He who is without sin cannot cast an aspersion to someone who is blatantly, Jada Pinkett, you is blatantly doing the devil's work to that man.
If something is mentally wrong with Jada, and people know this, then why should we make fun of her if something is wrong with her? If we believe that something is wrong with her.
I don't think nothing wrong with it, though.
Okay.
I don't think nothing wrong with her at all. I think she's just being who she is. But I mean, after the time that she just spent around on this rock going around the sun, years to years. And you can fake the funk as long as you want. But eventually, you're going to show. Whoever you is going to show. And whatever they got going on has been going on for probably longer than we need to know. Now it's just coming out. Same thing. The Britney Spears thing, she wrote in the book. Goddamn.
Everybody needs to stop writing the book.
I mean, they got to. It's making money.
Exactly. And that's the whole answer to everything.
But Justin Timberlake got me knocked up 25 years ago and made me abort the baby. Right? I'm like, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck. Excuse me. I mean, I don't care. So why are you saying? I mean, now I guess that's why podcasts are up. Yeah. This is why I can get to talk about this. We got some more time here with Warren, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you go check out Relate to Me, his newest single out on all streaming platforms. Before you got time tonight? Do you have time? But your phone ain't went off yet since before the show. So if you got a little bit of time where we can, after I talk about this segment about how folks can listen and find this great song. And then first of all, let's go to shout out to the cast. I gotta talk about the video. Fuck all that. I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush. One, are you?
No, I'm good.
That video, spectacular. Spectacular. So I mean, I looked at it and I said, look, just I'm gonna set it up. You know, I know him. He knows me, right?
Yeah.
But just like you, right? When we went to college, stuff, we had lives went separate ways, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I see something. I say, somebody that we mutually know, right? Say, you know, be here, be there, or whatever. I'm getting a call or a text message from saying, yo, you got some time, I want you to see something. But I'm thinking it's old school. what you want me to say? You know. He said, meet me here. Boom, give me the address. You know, I got something I want you to see. I said, all right. Come through. First of all, can we shout out his name? Because for somebody, well, shout out him out.
Shout out to Rick Pilgrim. And Rick is just an awesome guy. He's also he built the Black History Museum. So
I know when I walked up to the spot, I said to myself, this might be Frederick Douglass. I don't know. This might be somebody that made some moves and did some things.
His house is amazing, and he has his house is really a museum. It's a party house, and it has part of the James River running through it, and it's just a peaceful place that
hey, look, so let me tell you how this
African artwork.
Hey, let me tell you how this goes. If anybody ever seen the show Atlanta on FX, right, with Childish Gambino, he has some off the wall. If I could ever write this episode, so this is the episode I had this podcast come together, right? One hits me up, says, yo, I need you to meet me at this address, blah, 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 right? I pull up. I'm like, where the fuck? Mr. Pilgrim comes up, right? And he greets me like, hello. And I'm like, hello. And I'm like, I'm here to see one, right? And he was like, oh, he out back in the river, by the river, right? Like, when I say out back by the river, I'm not talking about like, I ain't talking about some plantation stuff. Like, I'm talking about like, this my property, the whole thing, man. He is back there chilling. You know, right? He hit me with that, like on the low though.
I was fishing.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like he was chilling, and I go back and I see one chilling like he on Lake Minnetonka. Like, he turned around, he say, "What up, Jay?" And I'm like, "What the fuck am I? Where the fuck? What is going on?" I'm saying to myself, what is going down? He said, so you want to do a part of that story? You say,
no, you can finish.
You want to finish? Yeah. He said, I want you to see something. I'm putting something together. I want you to see it, and I want your honest opinion about it. Right? Paraphrasing. Right? Now, I thought it was just me. This shit was curated, ladies and gentlemen. Is that the right word? Curated for certain cats, right? And I'm saying, when I say certain cat, it could not have been a half a dozen folks or more than a dozen folks that got to see the project. So I'm saying to myself, then here come Mr. Pilgrim. I thought I was in what's the movie with the joint where Daniel Kaluuya go back, get lost, get up, the white girl kidnapper.
Oh,
Get out.
Get out. I thought it was a Get Out. Hey, Mr. Pilgrim, no. Hey, I gonna say Mr. What I will say Mr. anytime I say your name, sorry. Mr. Pilgrim, don't get mad at me. But so here come Mr. Pilgrim. He said, "Yeah, we ready to go inside." Here come Mr. Pilgrim. Yeah, that's right. We gotta go inside. I'm like, what? And then I see this. First of all, the mahogany. I saw some shit I ain't never seen before. Right? But still, he my dog. So I'm like, okay. Okay. And I said, then I tried to flex my Nigerian muscles, right? Because I found out I was Nigerian. Like I'm 35% Nigerian. He was like, nah, this from Accra, Ghana, this from Gabon, this from, just African artwork. And shit looks spectacular. I swear. Yeah. So here come the sensei. He hit us with a presentation. I brought you up because other people are pulling up now, right? Other people are pulling up, right? And I don't know these other people from a can of paint. I'm like, are y'all getting high with me? I mean, what are we doing? Of course, one is like, ain't that kind of party. I thought I was being invited. I said, well, you're here now. You're here now. Oh, I said, well, okay. And one came out, promoted, said what he said about the project he was working on. And then he put it up on the screen. And I was like, oh, okay.
It was very challenging putting that project together because I learned some things about myself and the people that you choose to bring in as family and as part of your world. So we had to distance ourselves from some people, and some people distanced themselves from me, and it really taught me some valuable lessons. Especially in the music industry.
Yeah.
Like
not everybody can go, bro.
No, everybody can't go, and some people are friendly because they want something from you. They want to connect with some of the people that you're connected to, and that's part of the problem in our community as well. It's we find reasons not to work with each other, and we don't see the greater good. But anyway, the project was challenging on me and Major Look Productions as well, because we had to move a couple of things around. And shout out to one of my managers. He works for the label, Miss Pam. Miss Pam.
Shout out to Miss Pam. I know Miss Pam made sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed.
Miss Pam was amazing because certain people that were put in place, they were no longer there. And she did a lot of running around. She, at the last minute, she found some amazing makeup artists who got me straight.
We might be going 20,000 miles over for the audience. When I say that, what you're listening and hearing, so I can tell the audience is, especially for artists and creators, the finished work is really the fun part. But what you don't see,
it was.
What you don't see is what one is saying right now.
It was very challenging, but the cast, they were amazing. Especially the two attorneys. I don't want to give too much away, but Kim is is one of my good friends.
Come up right here.
And Dapper Luke, who played another, played her
opposite antagonist in the courtroom.
Dapper Luke did an amazing job. We wanted two people that were believable, and we wanted somebody to represent sisters, a male figure who looked like he could take the towel off if push came down to it.
Right.
You know, we wanted a champion for women, and we also wanted a beautiful sister, melanated sister, to represent some of the concerns that brothers have as well. And the main character, she did an amazing job, and everyone's name is in the credits as well. And she was awesome.
Well, I can tell you, when I don't take my word for it, ladies and gentlemen, I saw the video here at this amazing house with this amazing presentation, and I said to myself, "Oh my God." And I didn't do any drugs. I didn't do any. And it was wonderful. It was just a bunch of creatives getting together, and putting that video out was a step in and of itself. For folks that's on the internet, we're going to go to break. Before we go to break, we're going to let everybody know where we can see, because we're fitting to premiere this on Taking Those Shorts. It's already out, so one's going to let y'all know where y'all can find this at as well. But while I get that set up, let everybody know where they can find your music, where they can find you on the socials, and if they want to meet your business manager or the guy that called. Matter of fact, what's on here? Did you get everything off? Get that down while I set this up.
I'll be speaking at the Global Leadership African Summit Business Expo in Washington, D.C. on October 27th, 28th. One of the speakers is Mr. Danny Glover as well, so I'm honored to be a part.
Hold on. That's Mr. Ladies and gentlemen. That's Mr. from The Color Purple. He was humping on Whoopi Goldberg when she was 12.
Yeah, so I have an amazing management team as well. Shout out to the CEO and president of the Metropolitan Business League, Floyd Miller, who put that together for me. And he's also my big brother. So, you know, it's good having him to have my back and help me to move forward in my career. They do a good job of picking things out for me from my performances in New York as well.
You got is it a family or a team? I hate to put that question like that.
No, it's very important, and it's part of what I learned.
Right.
We're truly a family.
Yeah, it takes that.
When we get off of the phone, we say us. We don't say goodbye. We say us because it's up to us to change the condition that we feel needs to be changed.
Yeah.
So
I'm ashamed to say that I had to feel bad that I asked that question, because I think that there is a misconception in the society that in order for you to be successful as an artist, you got to sell your soul, you got to link, you got to, some conspiracy to be in some type of Illuminati or some crazy ass shit like that. No, I think if you just deal with just good people, attract good people.
I always say good people do good business, and
there you go. Okay.
I want to work with good people. And so the path that I've chosen is very challenging, because most people in the music business, entertainment business, they're all about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if we are to get anywhere, we have to work together, and we have to overcome little, small, petty differences that divides.
I'm on. I keep saying I'm gonna wind down, but I got a couple more minutes. You got time? You got time. Thank you, sir. What are your thoughts on what music is today, and where do you think it's headed, especially in the rap and R&B world? Where do you think it's going, say, 5 years, now that we're streaming and looping and all of that? Where we think we're at, and where you think we're going?
It's this different compartments for music. Like I don't have a problem with the samples, the sampling, the beat machines. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem necessarily with adult entertainment, that aspect. I've never been to a strip club, so I couldn't really tell you everything that
we should go tonight, sir.
No,
I'm telling you, it's on me.
No.
I know it.
But I think that the music industry, especially hip hop, it needs to be cleaned up. And I don't know the artist, but I think you mentioned
Sexy Red. She was pregnant and she was twerking while she was pregnant. It was one of them ones. She might be an internet personality. I can't call it, but
I think that we've lost our sense of shame, and we're being manipulated because the people who put that music out, they won't allow their daughters and sons
of course not
to participate.
Right. Of course not. I think, and fair enough. And this is where we'll let, because God knows this podcast will go on forever. But I told 804E that I'm going to keep it to an hour, and I'm going to keep it to an hour. So as we roll out, the audience on Facebook Live and YouTube, you will see a premiere of Relate to Me by Artist One and the band Belief on those streams. And then afterwards, you can move over to Patreon. That's patreon.kizom. And for what's the price, B? What's the price?
$74.
Don't lie to the people, B. Don't do that. It is not $74. I would love for it to be $74, but I know I can't demand. So.
That's what I was paying.
Well, that's because, But for less than a half a dozen of eggs, you're going to get to hear exclusive content and be down with Taking Those Shorts podcast on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com and then search Taking Those Shorts pod or Taking Those Shorts podcast with Jay Grizzy, and you're going to get that content. As I pass the microphone to one to let him do his pleasantries, hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, and now you know, let everybody know where they can find you, get a hold of your music and the businesses. And I think you got everything down. Right. Did a great job. Ladies and gentlemen.
You can find me on social media, all platforms. Relate to Me is available on all platforms. I'm on Instagram. It's One Ali Jabbar. That's OneAlijabbar. Also, one.belief.music on Instagram as well. Or you can go to YouTube and pull up my channel, which is One Belief. And I also will be performing November 3rd at the Altria. I'll be hitting with Anthony Hamilton and comedian Jay Ski.
Jay! Another fellow West Indian.
And I'll be rocking with my band Control the Room. So check them out. Bunch of
another band?
Young cats. Yes.
They good?
Yes.
Oh, of course you would.
They good. I'm only working with people who are extremely serious with music.
I want to hear that. I've heard the band. I want to hear a set with that band. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for paying attention and watching Taking Those Shorts podcast. I'm your host, Jay Grizzly Green. Here's this guy over here. You want to talk about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict on the backside? Looked like you had something else to say before we went. What?
I was just wondering when November the 2nd is.
What is November?
November 3rd.
November 3rd. Yeah. What day of the week that is?
Oh, what November 3rd is what?
That is, I believe it's Saturday.
When you make it move, all the days come together, sir.
And shout out to the Jones brothers. I had dinner with those brothers.
Wait a minute. Excuse me.
The promoters, they're awesome, intelligent brothers.
He said Jones brother.
I thought he said the Jonas Brothers. I was about to say, nigga, we finna take off.
Like, man, you getting around.
I'm saying if you try, look, and what?
That's the only reason I can.
Yeah, if you say the Jonas Brothers, man, we finna.
No.
We finna. All right, the Jones. But there's nothing wrong with the Jones Brothers. Neither. The Jones Brothers is just as good as the Jonas Brothers. Right?
It's a Friday. I might not be here that day on November the 3rd.
What's wrong with the Jonesboro?
No, I'm talking about. You said November the 3rd. I might not be here.
Why?
I might be at Altria.
Oh, well, Edwin Hamilton is a great artist in and of itself. So when you told me you was on that show and then Jay Ski gonna be on the show, and I shared you, I always share Jay Ski stories, but yes, thank you for coming. The audience, get ready, move over to the Patreon, because what you fitting to hear is what I really wanted to say. No, I'm joking. For me. For Dory and for our special guest tonight, one, make sure y'all check out that Relate to Me, because if y'all got me to stretch and try to do that yoga, you did that shit. Hey, if you try to stretch, I did yoga one time. I swear. All right, you'll hear about that on the Patreon. We're off, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now I gotta talk. We all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, gift stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzy.